Shalom, family. Shalom, family. Maybe you might want to slide over a little more. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, Lord willing. You can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me? You can hear me on Facebook? Yeah, I need you to hear. Can you hear me on YouTube? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whoever on YouTube, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Who's ever on YouTube, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Can y'all hear me? Oh yeah. No, y'all said she can hear. She can hear. Okay, y'all can hear. Okay, we're gonna get it started. First and foremost, I would love to give all praises and glory and all honor to the Most High, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ, right? And of course, I want to give, double honors where honor is due. The Lord put a spirit out and had this ministry, brought to the elders and the apostles in this ministry, right? Of course, I'm gonna start with Elder Tahar on down, Apostle Elder Tahar on down, the captains, the bishops, the deacons. That's in Great Millstone. That's doing a tremendous job, right? Bringing forth the sincere milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and the prophecies of Yahweh Shemal Shai to the best of their ability. And for the Salaki, the hopeful elect that is scattered four corners of the earth in different congregations and outside congregations, bidding people to the marriage, doing the best that they can and enduring in the ministry. And for the wives, uh the wives and the single sisters out there that's playing their roles to the best of their ability. Lord willing, Lord willing, uh the the most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in this ministry, right? So if you look at the title, excuse me, malfunction. Okay, so I just gotta get the angle right. Right. So the title we going over, making sure Uzziah good. We going over have no delight in ungodly children, right? And we can't hide our unrighteousness from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? Shoot, I love kids. You know what I'm saying? I love kids. I got of course I got three children that come from my loins. But I have two children here that's part of my blood, and I have other children that is not my blood, but they're mine, and uh me personally, I don't have a delight in disobedient children, let alone I'm not gonna have a delight in ungodly children, right? Because ungodly children can be a burden on us, right? Let alone you have these children, and it can really show to me, especially my children or anybody else's children. I can tell how kids is being taught. The way kids is talking to their parents, kids nowadays is different. This generation is different. Um, First verse I'm gonna go to We are going to go to, we can go to Sirach, the 16th chapter. I never used this. This joint fire. This joint fire, fire. I'm gonna have to take this. If anybody got any questions and precepts on the YouTube or the Facebook Live, you can definitely comment. Right. So I'm gonna read this in the GNT. You could definitely read it in the KJV. We're gonna read verse 1. Right. Sirach 16th chapter, verse 1. Uh, you know, it says, a large family is nothing to be desired if the children are worthless. Godless children are nothing to be proud of, right? And this is for anybody that have children, right? We shouldn't even be proud to boast, man. Oh man, my kid they did this, or my kid is they're rich. Oh, they're the top of the best basketball player. Oh, they're number one on the billboards. Clap, clap, bravo, man. You shouldn't be proud of a godless child, right? A lot of us desire a big home. Like I want an empire. I ain't gonna lie, I want more children. You know what I'm saying? But how this scripture go, you don't. Uh, a large family is nothing to desire if the children are worthless, right? Let's go to Proverbs, right? Let's go to Proverbs, the 17th chapter. Yeah, I like this. This tablet might get taken. This is Proverbs, the 17th chapter, verse 21. It says, he that begetteth a fool doeth it to his sorrow, and the father of a fool have no joy. Right? The father of a fool have no joy. Where is it? Bibles, right? When you read this in the CSB, it says, a man fathers a fool to his own pain, to his own sorrow. The father of a fool has no joy, right? The father of a fool has no joy, right? In the NLT, it says, it is painful to be the parent of a fool. It's a painful thing to be a parent of a fool. There is no joy for the father of a rebel, right? In his movies on, young kids being rebels towards America. If you watch the movie Red Dawn, they're rebels towards America, right? But it's two of them. It's actually two Red Dawns. You got one when I think Russia invades America, and then you got the new Red Dawn where it's China invades America, right? But the rebels, it's rebels against the invaders, right? But they were already rebels towards the world, right? But when it comes in this truth, right? If you're a fool, especially a fool towards Yahweh Shem Shai, right? You ain't gonna bring no joy to your father, right? I believe in Sirach, the 30th chapter, right? Let me actually go to that. Because there's always the good part about this and the bad part about this, right? We can go to Sirach, the 30th chapter, right? This is in the GNT2. It says, a father who loves his son will whoop him often. See, a father who loves his son will whoop him often so that he can be proud of him later. So a father is going to whoop that child and he going to be happy about that child later, right? Because that whooping and that discipline move that child the right way, right? Verse 2, it says, if a son is disciplined, right, he will be of some use. So if the son is disciplined, he'll be of some good use, right? And you don't want to be walking in society and be useless. especially in this truth, right? You have to know, especially sons. Sons play a big role in this ministry because even in this chapter, it tells you, like, when a father, say if a father dies, right? He still is gonna be joyful because everything, his son is going to be a reflection of the father, right? It says he will be of some use, and his father can boast of him to his friends. Anyone who gives good guidance to his son can not only take pride in him amongst his friends, but he can make his enemies jealous, right? Because when you read in the regular apocrypha, it says a man that teaches his son grieveth the enemy. Actually, I'm gonna read it in the regular KJV, right? In the regular KJV, wait, no, that's not it. Okay, there we go. Verse 3, it says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. Before his friends he shall rejoice of him, right? The more you apply the information of book, chapter, verse to your son, right, you grieve the enemy, let alone your daughters. Then your daughters ain't gonna grow up like one of these damn OnlyFans, right? Still in Sirach 30, verse 4, it says, while the father is alive, the sight of his son makes him happy, and when he dies he has no regrets, because he is not really dead, because his son is like him. And that's the whole point. That's where it goes into Proverbs, the 22nd chapter. You should want to train up your child in a way that they shall go and they won't depart, right? And if you train up your child, when you die, your child is going to be a reflection of you. It's just going to be like Simba and Mufasa, right? Mufasa dies, then eventually Simba had to know who he was, and he came back and he took over, right? He took over the role of what his father was doing, right? Verse 6, it says, he has left someone to take vengeance on his enemies, to return the favors he owes his friends. So you raising up your child, let alone you leave and say that battle come. Your son is gonna your son through your hands, through your loins, is gonna take revenge, right? Not only for Yahweh Shem Shai, but even for their father, right? It says, but anyone who spoil his son will have no bandage. Uh, wait, Salaki. But anyone who spoil his son will have to bandage his wounds. His heart will stop every time he hears a shout, right? And hey, some of our kids, they cry, right? Because we spoil our kids too much. And you're not spoiling them with a popping. Whoop them right upside the head, right? It says, let's see, it says an untamed horse is going to be stubborn, and an undisciplined son is no different. Come on, an untamed horse is stubborn, and an undisciplined son is no different. So if you're not disciplining your son, he's going to be like an untamed horse. This is why TJ probably act the way he is, because from a young child he's so used to being spoiled in a certain way, right? He's not used to getting yelled at for the littlest and greatest things, even the women. And this goes for any child in our society. They're being so used to. It's nothing wrong. We talking about when your kid mess up. We ain't talking about just running around popping your child. It was a comment in the comment section. Yeah. Wait, actually, take that back. Salakia. Um, I'm a you got the YouTube app on here? On the app or website? Okay. Um, bear with me real quick, Israel. I have to check. I have to check the video. Somebody, I see somebody had dropped a comment. Right. I got you. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna just get it on the screen because it'd just be better than I could just read it. Right. Let's see. Is the volume down? Okay, the volume is down. Okay, so somebody said something in the comments. Proverbs 22 and 15. It reads, "Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him." That means tap that ass, man. You got to be tapping your child butt, right? Because we have to train our child in the way that they should go, right? And it's about doing things that pleases the Lord, man. If you're not disciplining your child, you got to really think how about your mouth Shai feel about that, right? Let's see verse 9 in Sirach chapter 30. It says, if you pamper your child and play with him, he will be a disappointment and a source of grief, right? A lot of us pamper our sons and our daughters too much instead of pampering them on what to do. First, pamper them how to be a woman, right? Pamper your son how to be a man. This goes for the mother and the father, because the mother, her number one thing is to build the inside of her house, not only cleaning, building your children up, right? Because you got to think your husband has to build up the nations. So, excuse me, when your husband is teaching, that's why it's always good for wives to pay attention to what your husband is teaching, because that might be a new lesson you could teach your child. You don't, in this video, you don't see none of my children around me. So this same lesson, both of my ladies would take these precepts and apply them for themselves to be able to do a lesson with the children, right? This is spiritually, women and men, we are supposed to be the example on how to raise up new men in society, to raise up new women in society. And this is why having a wife is a gift, because while you're always preparing lessons for the nation, for actually other men, for other women, right, single, right, to help brothers and sisters to understand the prophecies, your wife is going to observe what you're bringing out and see if she can use this to teach the kids. Because sometimes the men, we might teach things uh, at that moment that your wife might need to hear, or somebody next door need to hear, and they can turn around and use that lesson and go teach their children, right? So this is really good for men and women to know. Don't pamper your sons and your daughters if you're not using that rod of correction, right? Because then eventually your children get too used to it. So as soon as you yell at them, it would be, oh my goodness, mom is yelling at me, right? Verse 10, it says, "Laugh with him now, and one day you will have to cry over him, grinding your teeth in regret." Right? Laugh with your child now, but still, it was a saying, and I know a lot of us know, you are a parent to your child. You are not a friend to your child, right? So you have to let your child know that you are that child parent, not their friend, right? It says, "Don't give him freedom while he is young, and don't overlook what he does wrong." Yes, this you got to know, anything that deals with children is dealing with the men and the girls. But who is the foundation of Israel? Men. So you have to know it's important to train your son. Your son is the number important of all of it. But this is still for your daughters too, because your daughters go off too. But you have to know the men, your son is going to be attacked different than your daughters. Your daughters is going to be attacked as in, oh, this is a weapon. We can use this, we can use her for another man, right? Women are really the weapons towards us. But as soon as you build the men of Israel, we become the weapons towards our enemies. That's why we read in verse 3 that a man that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, right? Verse 11, and we'll go back to 16. It says, don't give him freedom while he is young, and don't overlook what he does wrong. So we shouldn't be giving our children too much liberty, too much freedom to go do what they want, right? Whip him while he is still a child, because you know your child get to a certain age, you might not whip him no more. So you might as well whip them while they are a child and make him respect your authority, as in the father. No, yeah, you're gonna be on camera. Go back up. As in the father and as in the mother. So we shouldn't you might as you should be whipping your child right now while they're children, and make your daughter and your son respect your authority. If you don't, he will be stubborn and disobedient and cause you nothing but sorrow. When you raising you trying to teach your kids to clean up their room, they not cleaning. You gotta tap that booty. Your kids talking back, tap that booty. You telling your daughter she got to go outside with a dress on. She's like, no, I don't want to. You got to tap that booty. And at the end of the day, women, you have to make it in your damn face, inside and outside of your house. You have to make it a desire to wear a dress, because you're gonna have little daughters in here that's not gonna want to wear dresses, and this men out here that's looking at younger women, right? I don't know how, but it's men that like young ass girls, and it's better to cover their ass up, right? 13, it says, so discipline and give him work to do, or else he will be an embarrassment to you. So your son, yes, you should be having him take the trash out. You should be having him pick up things in the household. You got to train up your son to be a man. He should be helping you clean just like your daughters too, right? Because you make him a busybody. You'll make him get used to cleaning his room like this. TJ, Araya, my go to bed, and TJ and Araya clean up y'all mess and get ready to go to bed. You hear me? Clean up your room. Clean up whatever mess you got and clean it up. Right now, turn off those hallway lights and leave the bathroom light on. Do you understand? Yes or no? Okay, now chop chop. Okay, clean it again. So at the end of the day, you got to be on your children, because your children ain't gonna be on themselves, right? Use that as an example, right? Verse 15, it says, no. Yeah, we it's taking us somewhere else, right? So it's gonna take us somewhere else. So we're gonna go to Proverbs, the 19th chapter, right? We're gonna come back to that. Proverbs, the 19th chapter, verse 13. And it reads, a foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. Wow, that's a two whammies for children and wives, right? Let's read it in different translations so y'all can get it. The CSV says a foolish son is his father's ruin, and a wife's nagging is an endless dripping. Come on, man. Women should not even want to be nagging their husband. A woman should want to be peace, right? Love. Babe, what do you need? Do you need a massage? Do you need me to rub something? If you don't need nothing, okay, I'm gonna be on my way. Let me go do me. Right? A woman should not be nagging. Oh, we haven't did this. We haven't did family time. We haven't went here. Oh, babe, we haven't did that. A wife should not be nagging her husband, knowing that the world is nagging her husband. And a foolish son is ruin to his father, right? So you have to know a righteous father, a foolish son is a ruin to a righteous father, man. Let alone if the father is wicked and the son is over here being foolish, right? It's a reflection of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Go, because you see that she crying, right? You know what I'm saying? We all gotta want to be a reflection of what the scriptures offer, right? So I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says a foolish child is a calamity, right? A ruin to a father. And a quarrelsome wife, a nagging wife, is as annoying as constant dripping. You know, like when your sink is at the last level or whatever level, when the faucet is like baby on, and you just keep hearing that drip, drip, drip. That's how a nagging woman is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say it again. We're gonna read it again so that sisters can know a foolish son is his father's ruin, right? And that's why, say if say if there's a women out here that got other baby fathers, and they baby father act a certain way. So if your son is your baby father's son, he's going to get traits from his father. But now you're in this ministry, you can make him move the way that the Lord want him to move, and your son might not pick up the traits of your baby father, of your ex, or whatever it is. Because say if you don't train him, any foolishness your son come up with is going to be of which your ex was. So that's why you might have a chance, Lord willing, both of Miss Gabar and Miss Gabar and Miss Adar can understand those things. That's why you got to be hard on your children, because your children might not be for me, right? And so that means if your child grows up foolish, that's the foolishness of their father. You see, and that's a beautiful thing, being in the truth, that now you get to make your children be like the men or the women in the scriptures, right? That was good. That kind of uplifted me, right? Let's go back to Sirach, the 16th chapter, right? 16. We're going to read verse 2 and 3. It says, no matter how many children you have, don't look on them with pride unless they fear Yahweh Shem Shai, right? You, man, no matter how many kids you got, a lot of, oh man, I love these kids. Oh man, this is the best of the best, man. Hey, don't be too prideful. Don't be too joyful about your children unless they fear Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And through the spirit, your son, oh, I seen a chariot. Or when your child think that it did something wrong, it disobeyed you, a child would either want to pray, they will either want to go say sorry, or they're going to want to fix it, right? um Verse 3, it says, don't put much hope in their future or expect them to live a long life. Guess what? And that's another thing. I don't, my children, even my youngins, my daughters, they want to do and cheerleading and ballet. Cheerleading, they make them wear something skimpy. Ballet, they make them wear something skimpy. I don't want them to do that. So I don't have no hope in that future, because in that future they're gonna be showing too much skin. With me, they ain't gonna be doing that. But when you look at your foolish your children that don't fear the Lord, don't put no hope in their future, right? Or expect them to live a long time, right? Let alone, we're in this end time right now. I don't expect TJ and Araya and my to live as long as we did. I'm 31, right? While wife 33, 32, 33, other wife is 35. We got to live. These kids ain't gonna be able to live a long life like us, right? Because of the time that we in. It said one child who does love Yahweh Shema Shai will is better than 1,000 who don't. That's like when Solomon said he looked he looked for 1,000 women and couldn't find one wise out of all of them, but out of 1,000 men he found one. And with children, one child who does Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's will. So just one of them is better than 1,000. Let alone we get one, you get TJ. Say if you don't even get TJ to listen. Say it was just Oriah. Oriah is better than 1,000 children because she's obeying Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. She has fear in the Lord, right? Man, just having one, he said. That's crazy. I'm about to keep that. I got to make that a post, man. One child who does the Lord's will is better than 1,000 who don't. That is crazy. Let alone we're childs of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? How much more of us, right? It says, it is better to go to your grave with no children at all than to have children who are godless. That all the niggas, all the women that been laying with many men. Oh, I got this child. Oh, this is my only son. Oh, this and this and that, and all these rich people that got kids, right? To have all these children, he said it will be better to go to the grave with no children than to have godless children. I'm not gonna lie. If I make it in the kingdom and my your Araya TJ, even I'm gonna say a Kaidan in my life, all the kids that we have and they don't make it, this would make sense. It was better not to even have none of them, right? And this is how you know you should work even harder for Yahweh, because none of us even know if we even worthy enough, right? I think we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna go to, hold on. I think somebody post something. Uh some okay. Scriptures on scriptures. Okay, we got Deuteronomy 6:4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, Yahweh Shema Shai, our power is one Lord, and thou shalt love Yahweh Shema Shai, thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up." Right? That is beautiful, right? Right? You gotta have the you have to have the thought process in your mind to teach your children, man. That's the whole point, man. A lot of us don't have that thought in our mind to want to teach our children, right? Uh, we're gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, the fourth chapter, verse 1, and it reads, Salaki, and it reads. Let me put it in the KJV. So it reads, "Better it is to have no children and to have virtue, right? For the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with God and with men." Right? Better it is to have no children. Even what did Paul say? Paul even said it is better that a man don't even touch a woman. Because look, Paul didn't have a woman. And sometimes you can have a woman and it can come with distracting. It can take away from the ministry, because you'll have so many women that want to do, let's do this vacation. Oh, let's do this. And it's no, women were made to be emotional vessels, emotional and filling vessels. So a lot of women, they cater to that feeling, and that uh, let me touch a man, because this society, this is how our women are used to moving. That's why some women, not all, some women they don't even like whooping their children. You know what I'm saying? But now you have some women that get in this ministry and you tell them that they got to discipline. They'll still keep that same mentality they had in the world. No, I don't want to, right? And this is why the authority in the household is really towards the men. And if the man is at work, or he could be doing a lesson for the Lord, and your child wilding or something, uh, you have to show your child that you're a part of authority. So if a woman just keep running to the husband now, and you know that husband is gonna come up and tap that son ass, you should be doing the same thing, because then your children, through the psychologic of knowing, oh, mom ain't gonna hit me. They're gonna be so used. Mom ain't gonna hit me. You know what? Mom keep crying every time she hit me. Mom always tell me she don't. When she hit me, it hurt her. So I know if mom hit me, it's gonna hurt her. So mom ain't gonna want to hit me. This is why kids might be defiant. What they call the weakest link. The woman, the weakest link. That's why some kids don't take mom serious. They don't. More kids look at the men as being more mean, especially in this ministry. You know what I'm saying? You want to be on them kids' ass. And for David to be young as hell and be a servant of the Lord, through the spirit, his mother and father had to tell him. He probably drifted off a little, said something. Every kid do something to get in trouble. Every kid. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to verse 4 and 5 in Sirach, the 16th chapter. 4 and 5 in Sirach, the 16th chapter. Right? And it reads, a city. Wait, where we at? Oh, you're 5 and 6, right? No, 4 and 5. Salaki, 4 and 5. It says a city's population may grow because of the wisdom of one person. Ooh, a city's population may grow because of the wisdom of one person, while a whole tribe of lawless people disappears. Ooh, the Lord wiping out people, man. Right? It says, I have seen such things many times and have heard of even more striking examples. Right? I'm gonna even I'm gonna read verse 6. It says, Yahweh Shemal Shai's, the Lord's flaming anger will break out against a small gathering of sinners for a disobedient nation. Right? That's the wrath of Yahweh Shemal Shai. The Lord's anger will break out against a small gathering of sinners, man. Right? Especially if it could be brothers plotting on you. This is why some brothers that have a plot, they listen to this crunk music and they ready to go commit a murder, and it comes that they might meet their target and they might miss. The Lord might make them miss. Right? It's brothers that's in this truth that got shot at and the bullets missed. It's like them joints went right past them and they missed. Right? The Lord will make strange things happen, man. Right? But that's just showing you, um, uh, through the midst of sinners, the Lord will have His anger in the midst of the gathering of sinners. Right? Let's go to Sirach 41. Sirach 41, verse 5 to 9. I'm gonna read this in a K Vessel. Should I read it? Yeah, KJ Vessel. Yeah, I'll read in the KJ Vessel. So Sirach 41, verse 5 to 9. It says, the children of sinners are abominable children. Come on, the children of sinners are abominable children, right? The children of sinners are abominable children. So me and if we're parents, we should really be working on ourselves. Really work on yourselves and apply that same spiritual ethic, that work ethic that you do for Yahweh Shema Shai, and try to plant it in your children's lives so they don't be counted as abominable children. And they that are conversate in the dwelling of the ungodly, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. That's your inheritance. Perishing. And their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. Right? And that goes into that Lamentations 5 and 7. Our fathers have sinned and we have borne their iniquities. Right? Hey, however your child, say if your child is moving into sin, us as parent, we are the blame. Each one teach one. And if you are a mother, father, you should be teaching your children. If you are a grandmother, grandfather, you should be teaching your children so that they could teach your grandchildren. If you are a great grandmother and a great great grandfather, you should be teaching your children so that they can teach their children. Then their children is going to teach their children. And guess what? Those children is your great grandchildren, right? It's what we recycle around our families, where we recycle around our generations. That's what we're going to see. That's why you see a lot of Jezebel spirits, because every sister wanted to be like their great great grandmother with their tongue hanging out. Everybody wanted to be like they half naked auntie. That's why our women is, because we were trained like this, right? Let's get to First Peter. Let's go to First Peter 5:5. So First Peter 5:5, it says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. So the Lord is resisting the proud, right? He giveth grace to the humble. Every man and woman should be teaching your children to be humble, right? But likewise, ye youngers, that's why we got to probably put this on the refrigerator too, love. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Let alone you could be a babe in this truth. You could be a young man in this truth. We need to start submitting to the elders. Let alone you should submit to what the elders is teaching. Go see if they teaching something that you agree with, right? Especially when it comes to the mark of the beast, right? If it's talking about that prophecy, if it's going into race war, if it's going into Jacob's trouble, if it's going into salvation, I want to see the discourse, right? And I want to seek the wisdom of the elders, because the elders was paving the way, right? So you younger submit yourselves unto the elders, and that still go. You still have to prove the spirit by the spirit. You have to see if this brother is moving by the spirit, right? And if your spirit is not connecting with that brother's teaching, just go to the next, right? But we have to submit to the elders, right? Let's go to Colossians 3:20. So Colossians 3:20, it says, children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto Yahweh Shema Shai. This is what we need to start showing our children. You show them that Leviticus 20:9. Anybody who dishonors their mother and father, guess what? They will be stoned to death. They will be put to death. This one right here, children, obey your parents in all things. If you telling your kid to go take a shower, they need to go take their stinky butt in that bathroom. Shalom, shalom. Somebody that's on the comment section on Facebook, right? Your children is cussing. Shoot, put the soap in their damn mouth. Telling your kid to clean their room. I'm gonna read it again. You got to make sure we write this on the fridge. Colossians 3:20. Children, obey your parents in all things. Turn off that hallway light. See, he didn't listen to everything I said. That would show he didn't obey me. Right? TJ, come down here real quick. Hurry up. Right. Right, stand right here. Right. So look, you heard me tell you turn off the lights, right? Right. But you probably forgot, right? Right. And I'll be making you read that Leviticus 20:9, right? And it say if you don't what did it say?
If you dishonor your father or mother, you must be put to death, such as a capital offense.
Say it again.
Book of Leviticus verses
Chapter
12
20
verses
verse 9.
20 verse 9.
Uh-huh.
And it reads, if you disobey father or mother, you must be put to for you must be put to death. Death, such as a capital offense.
Right. So if you disobey your mother and father. So this is another verse that we all need to meditate on. Colossians 3:20. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto Yahweh. So it's well pleasing if you obey your parents in all things. So if I tell you you sliding, stop sliding, and you stop, it's well pleasing that you listen to me. If I tell you, hey, no tablets for 2 days, and you listen, that's well pleasing to the Lord. You're supposed to listen to me in all things. If I'm not saying nothing and she's in charge, she's in control, because I told her she handle it because I'm doing something. She tell you to do something, what does that mean?
You should listen.
Okay, all of y'all, right? So y'all shouldn't necessarily have to keep saying sorry. That just means you should obey, right? All right, cool, cool, cool. Okay, I see you. I see you. All right, now get on my face. Uh, all right, let's go to and just off of that, just because the little man just said what he said, let's go to Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs 22, right? And this is why I always say, your children, you can learn from your children, right? Because we are our children, just older, right? This is Proverbs, the 22nd chapter, verse 6. It says, train up a child in the way that he should go.
I told you to go in the kitchen in the drawer.
Come on, go, come on, bro. You did it again. Stepped on a cord and all of that. So let me say it again. Proverbs 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Every day you should be training your child in the way that they should go. Not the way that you want them to go, which way they should go, because Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter, verse 12, the Lord required us to move a certain way. When you go to Ecclesiastes, I believe, let's see, right? Because we got to hear the whole conclusion of the whole matter. Right. So Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, you train up your child in a way that he should go, right? And the Lord tell you in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 at the bottom, the whole duty of man. The whole duty of man is to do whatever the Lord require us to do, right? And the Lord requires you to train up a child in the way that he should go, in the way that the Lord requires him to go, right? Your child shouldn't be getting tossed to and fro from this world. They should be going to a straight direction when it comes to living in this world. Each child, especially if they're Black, Latino, and Native, should be taught their history from their past to how we got to where we at now and then the future, right? But a lot of us want to hurry up and teach our kids how to roll a blunt, girlfriend and boyfriend, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Jordans, Versace. Close that door. But we not trying to train up our child in the way that they should go, right? Let me go to Proverbs, the 4th chapter, verse 25 to 26. It says, let thy eyes look right on. Like I just said, look straight. Your whole path in your household should be the narrow path, and it should be straight to the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai. No woman and no man should say they are only fans unless you're saying you are only fans for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? So we should be looking, having our eyes straight on, and let thy eyelids look straight before thee. And who should be straight before us? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. The only way we can let our ways be established is by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, is the one that direct our steps, right? Let's go to Hebrews, the 12th chapter. Hebrews, the 12th chapter, verse 13. And it reads, and make straight paths for your feet, right? Lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed, right? So you want to make a straight path of your feet. And that goes into that Matthew, the 5th chapter, right? Because of course, I know the 7th chapter, right? You want your child to ease on down that yellow brick road, which is narrow, right? St. Matthew, the 7th chapter, verse 13. I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law of the prophets. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Right? A lot of us go into the broad way, right? That straight gate, right? Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth into life, and a few there be that find it. That goes into that Sirach, the 8th chapter, verse 3. There be many created, but only a few shall be saved. Only a few are going to devour wisdom and swallow down understanding. Only a few. Only a few of men and women, children, are going to devour these scriptures. Only a few. Only a few of the men that have sons, our sons are going to desire to be teachers just like their fathers. Only a few, right? Some people out here tired, so you know what I'm saying. We almost done. Colossians chapter 3, verse 1 and 2. It says, if ye then be risen with Hamashiach, right? Seek those things which are above. So through the spirit, the hopeful elect, when Hamashiach Yahushua died on that cross and he risen the third day, through the spirit, you rose with him, right? And guess what? Seek those things which are above, right? Which Hamashiach sit on the right hand of Yahweh. I want to seek above. Yahweh on the right hand side. I want to be sitting next to Hamashiach Yahushua, right? It says, set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth, right? I want this scripture to be planted in my mind because I want to have a dream on things above, either thinking of flying or having a dream of chariots, right? Because then I might wake up the next day and want to do a lesson on chariots, right? Which is videos of Esau trying to say that they shot down a chariot, but it's many videos of chariots of angels visiting the world, right? The Lord has his eyes on these wicked kingdoms. But first and foremost, I'm gonna let everybody know, no man on earth can destroy a chariot or be able to kill an angel unless the Lord made you think you did. Like if the Lord use be like, hey, I want y'all to make it seem like they shot down a chariot. Can y'all do that for me? The angels is going to obey the Lord if the Lord do that. But I don't think the Lord is going to send his angels just to make Esau think he shot one of the chariots. Let alone, what would Esau do if he got a chariot? He would observe it and try to take the technology that's in there. Let alone, Esau always shows everything he does. Why Esau didn't show after he shot this unidentified aircraft, if it was a chariot, why they don't show them investigating it? Or, hey guys, we came up with new tech. Because even if they did, the government would never let you know. They would just come out with new technology. You know what I'm saying? But I highly doubt the Lord will allow an angel to be weak at that moment and be able to get shot down. Right? So I'm just saying that just to let you know, like, I know some brothers might have problem with their wives. You might think in the kingdom, no nagging and stressful wives in the kingdom. That's a beautiful sight. right? That's something of above. You thinking about your kids being able to go outside and not worrying about pedophiles, rapists, traffic, like, and you ain't got to worry about a curfew, no animals attacking them. That's a good dream. That's something good to think about in the kingdom, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he say, man, think of the things above. Set your affection on things above, right? Let's go to Matthew 6 and 20. This might clear up a few things. Matthew, the 6th chapter, verse 20, and it reads, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, where thieves do not break through and steal. Because look, you can be imagining many things in heaven. And say the Lord creating those things for you right now, by the time you get to heaven, they're gonna still be there. But you can't ponder that in the world because somebody else is desiring what you want. And at the end of the day, somebody's gonna rub it in your damn face. We get in the kingdom, somebody might be able to fly, somebody might be able to disappear. Brothers is not gonna be both in that day, we're not gonna be boasting. Israel are gonna be in peace. We're gonna be at harmony, right? That's the things that I kind of desire. I desire when men and women can look at each other and it's not a competition, right? We ain't going. A brother was beating the hell out of a girl 5 years ago, and then that girl ended up finding a new lover, but that lover was her ex boyfriend, old friend, and that nigga want to have a fight with him because now he with his ex. You know what I'm saying? The Lord does that. You know what I'm saying? Because you was probably treating her wrong, and your old friend probably was a better match for you, right? Niggas is getting mad because their girl found a new man. Niggas is getting mad. Niggas stepped on their shoes. Niggas is getting mad that niggas got on and they didn't. Niggas is getting mad because celebrities is walking in the street with chains. You know, you can't even walk outside looking good. Women can't even be cold because then women gonna look and, oh, this bitch thinks she look better than me. And women gonna beat her ass just because she look good. I'm sick and tired of that. So I want to seek the things above and think like, you know what? Ain't gonna be no jealous women in the kingdom. Niggas ain't gonna fight you for stepping on his Hebrew Air Maxisons. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna be getting killed for wearing Air Force Ones, man. Right? Let me see if I can get a. Um, Let me get. This is Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh Shema Shai is his treasure." When you go back to Matthew the 6th chapter, verse 21, it tells you wherever your heart lays, that's where your treasure is, right? Our treasure need to really be on the fear of Yahweh Shema Shai, right? Every time when something bad happen, you always think of the Lord. Every time something good happen, you think of the Lord. And that's that spirit Job had, because Job knew you're gonna receive good and bad by the hands of Yahweh Shem Shai. Let's get this last scripture, but you never know, through the spirit I might bring out another one, right? But we're gonna go to 1 Timothy, the 6th chapter, verse 17. And it reads, "Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. That they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life." Now we're going to read that in another translation. It just hit. Lord willing, y'all even got it in the KJV, right? When you read it in the CSB, it say, "Instruct those who are rich in the present age." not to be arrogant or to set their hope on the uncertainty of wealth, right? Don't ponder yourself and having your hope on being rich if you ain't trying to have your hope and desire to be rich in the spirit. That to me, that's ass backwards, right? And I understand in order in this society, you definitely need money to pay your rent and all of that. I understand. I ain't taking nothing away from that. But it's a lot of our brothers and sisters that desire to be rich than to be rich in spirit, right? Verse 18, it said, instruct them to do what is good, to be rich in good works. That's why you got to train up your child to be instructed to do good. Instruct your child to do good work, right? To be generous and willing to share. We have to train our child to be different than us, not to be selfish, to share. We have a lot of selfish niggas out here. How is it every drug dealer got 50,000? This drug dealer, me and my brothers was going somewhere. This dude was like, he got the most money in Buffalo. If that's the case, why don't you come together with like-minded individuals and give them 1,000, give them 2,000, and then they can bring their money together and make a business, right? A lot of us don't have that generous mindset. I do too. I'm gonna clear something. I have a generous heart, but I be having too many Africans asking for money, and I tried to give money out to these people, and guess what? It was a scam. So I'm gonna say F you and them kids. It was some Israelite brothers and sisters that asked for money. Sometimes I didn't because I find out some brothers and sisters had a drug problem. Then some other brothers and sisters asked for it and I just did it and I knew they didn't have drug problems. And some people didn't pay me back. You know what I'm saying? But I still understand, charity is important in this ministry. And I understand even if somebody asks me for bread, I do think of this, I need that in return. But most likely, since what people would deal with me in this ministry, I would loan them a 20, a 40, a 50 clip, a $10, and they might not give it back. And I might be tight, but now I understand I did charity, and the number one thing that you get from charity, even when you give to somebody, you're hoping that you get that shit back. Through the spirit, the number one thing I want back is for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to give me my position in the kingdom. I'm not about to put my stress, and there's some brothers out here that still owe me bread. I'm not about to inbox you, hey, where my money at? I'm not about to do that. I'm giving that to Lord, hey, I gave this brother that bread. For me, the number thing I want in return, I want the $20. I want 20 spirits to touch me so I can be worthy enough to be in your presence, Lord. If you can hold that $20 and just give me more righteousness, more stability in this truth, I'll be fine. But I'm gonna tell you this, Lord, I ain't giving that brother, that sister another dollar. Tell you that right now. I'm just saying, but being generous is charity, right? I'm going to say this one verse. It says, store up treasures for themselves as a good foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of what is truly life, right?
I was putting back up for what you was talking
I
about.
was saying, say it, chapter and verse.
Sirach 12:5-7.
Sirach, the 12th chapter, verse 5. It reads, just put it right there. It reads, it say, do well unto him that is lowly, right? Poor, right? But give not, and that lowly can be humble too. Can mean humble. It says, but give not to the ungodly, right? But hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby, For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. Hey, I remember when I was talking to my brother Yarmayan, and I had a problem with people that's people asking for bread and not knowing if they was in the truth or not. And then me and him talking, it's like, man, it's really about giving to your people, but you really shouldn't be giving to somebody that's ungodly. And I'm like, damn, but how would you know if somebody ungodly? You know what I'm saying? And you could tell by the fruit of their doings. And mostly a lot of people that ask for bread, you could smell by their breath, they drinking, and by the appearance that they come. Right? I'm not judging them on how he's dressing, but the appearance that they come, you know, mostly every person that I ever gave bread to that in my city, they're alcoholics or druggies. And they either tell you that they're veterans, right? I'm an old veteran. Oh, I'm homeless. I'm hungry. So instead of giving them money, I give them food. As soon as I give them food, I don't want that. And anybody that's hungry, they're just going to eat anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you really got to approve. You got to really try the spirit by the spirit. You shouldn't really be giving to everybody. You shouldn't really give to everybody. And you could tell by somebody's word. You could really tell when somebody's really freaking homeless. And then sometimes it might come that you giving it to somebody that really is homeless, but they really have a craving for crack. And you just like, and you gave it to them. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I gave money to some people that said, hey, I really want money because I need to fix my high. So just for them telling the truth, I was happy. But then after, I'm not so satisfied is because I'm feeding their high. And the next one was what?
It was to 7.
Huh?
It was to 7.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna read your comment, brother Yawasop. Verse 6 it says, for the most high hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth against the mighty day of their judgment. So some of you ungodly brothers, the Lord is keeping you for the day of his judgment. For the Lord is going to keep you here for that last trumpet, right? He's gonna let you go out with a boom boom. It says, give unto the good and help not the sinner. So you have to give to the good. Yo, I know some brothers that could really be homeless, and then you could tell them, one person, he wanted something, and I said, look, I'm not giving, I give you something if you hear the word. He said, what? Oh, I love the Lord. Show me some scriptures. So I brought out some scriptures. I brought out a scripture. Then I said another precept. Then kept on going and kept on going. And that person was like, wow, damn, you taught me something. So God don't love everybody? And just off of that confirmation of seeing that that person wanted to learn and they learned something new, oh, I had to give them $1. You know what I'm saying? But most people that want $1 and you trying to teach them, they want, like the one brother, I'm fly. He like, man, yo, brother, back in my day, I used to dress like that too. You know what I'm saying? Back in the '80s, man, you know we was slick. But brother, I like what you're doing, man. But you got 75 cents. Just said a little slick little brother, I like your swag. Then right after that, he want to ask for a few dollars or ask for some change. You know what I'm saying? So me, I look at giving out to generously to brothers I labor with, family members that I know that's not crackheads or something, like an auntie or a mom that be like, hey, yo, son, I'm short $15. You think you can lend me $15? Like something like that, because sometimes a lot of us we get trapped up when we trying to give to somebody that could be homeless and they're dealing with an addiction, right? So my brother Yawasop said something. I'm just gonna read what he said. He said Corinthians 9:7. It says, "Every man according every man according as he prospereth in his heart. So let him give not grudgingly or of a necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver." That's a fact. I'll just read it again for clear sake. Every man according as he prospereth in his heart, So let him give not grudgingly or of a necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. Okay. Hey, even somebody that's the Lord loves somebody that's not talking shit while they giving, right? A cheerful giver, somebody that's quick. Hey, oh brother, what? I get that. That helped me, man. Shalom, Mapata, right? Proverbs the 19th chapter, verse 17 to 18, he it says, he that have pity upon the poor lendeth unto Yahweh. Come on, right? You gotta have pity for the poor, right? And it says, in that which he have given will he pay him again. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. Yo, that goes into, you should not spare the rod. You should be tapping your child, right? And this lesson was really sponsored because my children, man, my children be, man, wilding. But yo, TJ, come here. You know, my little man, he always be saying this line, and this was motivating. You know, I didn't really want to, do a lesson. I didn't really want to go live today, give y'all a break. But, through the spirit, the spirit was around, and this came across. Um, well, what do it mean when you get popped or you get whooping? What do it mean?
It means love.
What?
Love.
It means love. It do. So if I don't chastise you, what that mean?
You don't love me and you wouldn't teach me.
And that butt getting whooped, right? You getting tappy. And so at the end of the day, what we got to do as parents, man, we got to apply ourselves to how the Lord wants us to move as parents, because I'm gonna have a hard time disciplining children if I'm not trying to be obedient. Let alone, I'm gonna tell any man, any woman, I might be hired when I'm out here teaching, but me as a teacher, I have to actually be humble and know that through the Spirit, these children is my teacher through the Spirit. The Lord used my children to help me, even brothers that I'm around. I remember my brother, my pata, he always say, we got to be patient with Israel. You ain't got to always cut them down the throat. You got to be patient with them. You got to, sometimes it's going to sound like you tearing them down when you telling them the unrighteous things that they doing. But in this ministry, it's all about building Israel up. The more, yo, brother, if you had more faith, you could do this. Brother, if you was reading more and teaching more, you would do this. It's all about building the men and the women in this ministry so that they can be confident to serve the Lord with all their heart and all their might and their soul, and not to be afraid. Acts 5:29, you want your kids to be taught to obey the Lord and not men, right? I don't want to get in this thing and honor another man or give respect or give shalom to another man because another man said do it. I want to do it because the Lord require us to do it. I want to do it because it's the right thing to do, because we have people that paved the way and the Lord used them to pave the way, right? So it's the same as I'm going to tell my young man, yo, a mighty shalom to you, man. And I'm going to say Thawada, because without my youngins, how would I know how to be a better parent? How would I know the secrets of being a child? Because I'm a child to the Most High Yahweh Shema Shai, let alone he's a child. And every day he make a mistake or he listen, he's making me learn. So when he don't listen, I gotta look at me. I didn't read this day. Oh, I was watching porn this day, but this nigga just jumped on the couch. He was running in the living room. We are no different. I'm over here squeezing a turkey, and this man over here not listening to me. I'm not better than him. He not better than me. He not worse than me. I'm not worse than him. So we need to build each other up. If I'm building him up on his mistakes, I'm going to be thinking like, dang, that's me in the spirit. So I need to tell him, TJ, I be hard on you, but I got to be hard on myself because I'm disobedient just like you. And guess what? The Lord spiritually be whipping my butt. Sometimes I might have a headache. Sometimes I might not want to teach. I might not want to do a lesson. And that be the Lord trying to blow up my candle. You know what, brother? You being disobedient, I'ma blow your candlestick out. You know what, brother? You ain't gonna listen to me. You ain't gonna teach today. You know what, brother? Guess what? You ain't going to camp this week today. You know what, brother? Guess what? I'm about to have everybody have an attitude with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to be thinking if you ain't putting that fire for the Lord is gonna do something to you. You hear me? All right, man. Feel me? Show them. You know what I'm saying? Now tell the people, Kwam Yasharali, how about Shema Shai, man?
Kwame Yasharala, Yahaba Shimi Yashiach Yahushai.
Barakatah. Khan, right? Let's see what everybody else say before we get off of him, right? Uh, my brother again, Yawasop put Proverbs 23, verse 13 and 14. Withhold not the correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. He not gonna die. That's gonna toughen the skin up. Thou shalt beat him with the rod and shalt deliver his soul from hell. That's a fact. Proverbs 22 and 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, right? But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him, right? You know how your grandma used to do. She will whoop the demon out of you. Say Mapata Key, he put Matthew the 18th chapter, verse 3, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. So that's a prime example. So all of us as men and women, we should be like these children. You see how your children they get hit by the rod? You gotta spiritually get a whooping by the Lord. Let alone you have to come in this truth like a child. Train up a child in the way he should go. So this is why when brothers come in this ministry, they should be having elders and captains training them in the way they should go. Brothers should not be training somebody the way that they want them to go. I should be, yo, brother, we got to know the prophecies, the breakdowns, the sincere milk. But brothers shouldn't be breaking them, trying to train a person in the way they want them to go. You should be training your daughter or your son in the way the Lord wants them to go, right? You got to be babes when you come in this truth, right? Shalom, shalom, King. Yahabashim Shai Brakatham. Let me know. What you mean, let you know? What you talking about, right? So, like I said, man, we are even when it comes to the women, right? And when it comes to new members, the same when it comes to people that's not in this ministry, it's not about drowning them with law, statutes, and commandments, especially if they don't even understand their role or their purpose serving the Lord. If you don't know Yahweh, how can I jump and tell you the law if you don't even know who your Savior is, right? And especially a lot of brothers and sisters need to know about correction, right? We need to be taught more correction. We have to be able to be taught to, hey, in order to be in the ministry, in order to serve the Lord, you have to deal with correction, right? Let alone, you have to understand everybody in this ministry has to play a role. Everybody. Nobody is better than nobody, but everybody plays a role in this ministry, right? So at the end of the day, if we do more discipline in our children, we will have less monstrous children in these streets. If we have more women wanting to be women, if we have more men wanting to be teachers and be retaught. Some niggas just want to, I know it all. Oh, you don't need to teach me. We need to be like children. We need to be willing to be retaught, let alone everybody is not going to put on a video and get it like you. Some of us might not see what another teacher is teaching. None of us should be here to make somebody get a breakdown that they can't get. The Lord is the one that makes somebody get it. And if they don't get it, that is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Lord willing, we could be increased in knowledge and understanding more often. Is your brother Dagobah with another one? Lord willing, we could do another one. If I could do it, you could do it. If you could do it, I damn sure can do it. I love you to the moon and never back. Death to America and death to Esau, not on my time, but his time. He's never early and never late. He is always on time. Shalom, Kwam Yasharella. Oh, she put you put Tobit down.
Hmm?
Oh,
Oh, you said.
Shalom.